Well, that chorus is exciting. Bore the cross, beat the grave, this singing the gospel. Phil Wickham is kind of signature for, in my mind, is his very fast vibrato. I like the race off palette, I like the tone. It doesn't sound strained. My name is Nate Brown and I'm a voice teacher, professional singer, and worship leader. And I'm going to react to this video in kind of a vocal perspective as it comes to worship leading. Then after I listen to this song, I'm actually going to play through this song myself and give my feedback as first time singing and playing through this song. So let's go for it.
Remember those walls that we called sin and shame.
One thing that I like is that the guitar intro, gives us that first melody that then Phil Wickham here is singing. So the melody of the song corresponds to the guitar intro. Kind of like that, gets it into our ears, and then right away we sing it. This melody is kind of interesting because it's not your like common just stepwise melody. It's actually kind of going 5 5 1 1 5 4 3. So it's kind of cool melody.
They were like prisons that we couldn't escape, but he came and he died and he rose. Those walls are rubble now.
Such great truth to be singing about. I love it.
Remember those giants we called death and grave. They were like mountains that stood in our way, but he came and he died and he rose. Those giants are dead now. This is our God, this is who he is. He loves us.
Amen.
This is our God, this is what he does. He saves us. He bore the cross, beat the grave, let heaven and earth proclaim. This is our God, King Jesus.
All right, well that chorus is exciting, super exciting, very energetic vocals. The melody is quite interesting. It's very syncopated. It wouldn't be necessarily the easiest for the congregation to sing right out of the gate. They're gonna have to hear it a few times, but it's very energetic and it'll work well, I think. So we'll see when we get to play through it, but I like it.
Remember that fear that took our breath away. Faith so weak that we could barely pray, but he heard every word, every whisper.
One thing I have to say about Phil Wickham's singing here is I really like how what the tone he's getting. I like kind of the more raised soft palette that he has. Obviously it's pitch corrected, so everything is like super on pitch and it sounds good. I like the raised soft palette, I like the tone. It doesn't sound strained, it sounds quite free. So his vocals are sounding great.
Now those altars in the wilderness tell the story of his faithfulness. Never once did he fail, and he never will.
I love the background vocals right there. Unfortunately, we don't get to see them in the video, but we can hear them, and lots of good harmonies happening there. One interesting thing is that, so this is the second verse, and halfway through the second verse, he's changing up the melody, which he does this in several other songs as well. I can think of Battle Belongs. He kind of does this where to kind of energize that second verse, rather than keeping the same da 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 da, he's now going higher in his voice and changing up the melody so that it energizes more and leads us to that next chorus. The downside with this is that as a worship song, the congregation is gonna kind of get lost right there for a second because they've been singing the same melody for a while and now they're gonna be like, oh, I gotta learn this new melody, The learning curve will kind of get trickier for everyone right there, but musically it works really great. bore the cross, beat the grave, let heaven and earth proclaim. Ah, those are great words and just such amazing truth. Just this singing the gospel. Like, that's amazing when the chorus is declaring such incredible truth. Here, Phil Wickham kind of has this very high larynx. And so, I don't know, it's not my favorite sound. It sounds a little bit clamped, a little bit like restricted. Still sounds nice, but just to point out kind of what he's doing there. Person might want to sing or choose to sing with a lower larynx.
Who pulled me out of that pit? He did, he did. Who paid for all of our sin? Nobody but Jesus. Who rescued me from that grave? Yahweh.
Another thing, grave. One thing that Phil Wickham is kind of signature for, in my mind, in his singing style, is his very fast vibrato. So you can hear it on the words like grave, you know, out of that grave. It's a very like fast vibrato, which to me kind of indicates, well, there's two things. Either one, his voice just naturally has a fast vibrato, which could be partially the case. And the other is that he's singing with a little bit of tension, so his vibrato is not fully like relaxed as it could be if he didn't have as much tension. So it could be a sign of a little bit of tension. So anyway, little observation.
Yahweh, who gets the glory and praise? Nobody but Jesus, who rescued me from that grave. Yahweh, Yahweh, who gets the glory and praise? Nobody but Him. This is our.
I love how nobody but Him, you know. Phil Wickham does a great job as the bridge builds, he like modifies little notes in the melody, and so he finishes on that high note. I think that's a good thing for us worship leaders and singers to pick up on, is that even if we have a song that's relatively simple, it repeats, the melody repeats over and over, but as you build it, you can change a note here and there to build the energy, and he ends on that high note so that it can take him even more into the last chorus. Very effective. And then even here, he's changing up the melody a bit. Repeat the chorus. There you go, change the melody a bit, right? Very simple guitar part, but it kind of gives an overarching hook to the song. Awesome. Well, it's a cool song, and I don't know, my impressions are, it's just straight down the middle, like awesome lyrics, singing about truth. It's exciting, energetic, definitely a song I could see like God's people singing and really just being a great anthem, another worship song that we can lift up to Him. So now I want to play through it myself, because listening to it and hearing it is one thing, and I've always found that when I go and play something, then you get even a deeper feel for how it works and how the song works, and if it will work out well when leading in worship. So let's play through it. Remember those walls that we called sin and shame? They were like prisons that we couldn't escape. But He came and He died and He rose. Those walls are crumbled now. Alright, I like it. I like how both halves of the verse start with remember. Remember those walls that we called sin and shame? They were like prisons that we couldn't escape. But He came and He died and He rose. Those walls are rubble now. Love it. So great. Our sin and shame were like walls, good, like awesome imagery there, like prisons that we couldn't escape. And then the next part of it is, remember those giants we called death and grave? They were like mountains that stood in our way. Death and grave, talking about sin and shame with like lots of imagery, you know? So good. Let's see how the chorus feels.
This is our God, this is who He is. He loves us. This is our God, this is what He does. He saves us. He bore the cross, beat the grave. Let heaven and earth proclaim. This is our God, King Jesus.
Ah, so good. So when I listened to it, I thought, hey, this is super syncopated. It might be a little tricky to sing and for the congregation to catch on. But as I'm singing through it, I'm changing my mind already, because it's one of those that, like, yes, it sounds very syncopated, but the melody is actually very simple, which I like. So it's just going 1 1 3 3 1 1 3 3 3 3 2. It just simple melody, right? A 3-note melody. 1 1 3 3 1 1 1 3 3 3 3 2. That repeats, right? And then 5 3 4 4. So then it goes up there. 4 3 3 3 2 2 2 2 3 3 2 1 1 3 2 1. So really just 3 notes, and then it goes up to the fourth on He bore the cross, you know, gives that extra bit of energy there. He bore the cross, beat the grave. Let heaven and earth proclaim. This is our God, King Jesus. Verse 2. Remember that fear that took our breath away. Faith so weak that we could barely pray, but He heard every word, every whisper. Now those altars in the wilderness tell the story of, that was wrong. Tell the story of His faithfulness. Never once did He fail, and He never will. All right, so that second half of the verse kind of stumped me up. I misread the notes a bit, but yeah, it's actually quite awesome. So the words in this one: remember that fear that took our breath away, faith so weak that we could barely pray, but He heard every word, every whisper. I love kind of this struggle, you know, kind of remembering those times that we were struggling with our faith and just on our knees praying. I love how verse 1 is really talking about kind of this truth about sin and shame, and now verse 2 is kind of making it very personal. Now those altars in the wilderness tell the story of His faithfulness. I'm not exactly sure what it's alluding to with altars in the wilderness. I guess probably Israelites as they were coming through and they'd make altars to the Lord. Tell the story of His faithfulness. Never once did He fail, and He never will. Ah, so good, just reminding ourselves of God's faithfulness. All right, here's the bridge. Who pulled me out of that pit? He did, He did. Who paid for all of our sins? Nobody but Jesus. Who gets the glory and praise? Nobody but Him. So my thoughts on the bridge are, it's not the like most interesting bridge. Like it's okay. Lots of times the bridge, you want something that's different, that just gets you really excited and the melody is changed. Right here, the melody is just still on those 3 notes. It's just going 3 3 3 3 2 1 1 3 2 3 2. It's just those 3 notes, which is the same as the chorus. This is our God, this is who He is, He loves us. 1 1 3 3 3 3 2. So that's my not as favorite part. Even though the melody is rather simple, I like kind of this question and answer thing that the lyrics are bringing out. You know, like, who pulled me out of that pit? He did. Who paid for all of our sin? It's giving these questions that then are all always answered in Jesus and who he is. The ideas keep really building on each other, which then culminates in this is our God, this is who he is, and just praising him for who he is. I think that's really, really incredible. All right, so my thoughts after playing through this is that I think it's gonna work great for a worship time. The lyrics are great, the songwriting is very great. The only downside is that the melody is not super interesting in the bridge, but the syncopations turned out to be easier than I thought. Maybe it's just because I'm used to singing these type of things. I'd be curious to hear what you think. Please let me know in the comments how it is for you to sing. I hope this kind of reaction analysis video was interesting and helpful to you, and let me know in the comments if you liked it. Let me know if you'd like to hear any other reactions or analyzing of any other songs. Give me some ideas. I'm wanting to just expand and kind of do some longer format videos that are just kind of me talking about some insight in things. If you'd like to work on improving your voice for God's glory, I have a free vocal technique mini course, which you can check out in the description. For harmonizing, we put together this harmony challenge, which you can also find in the description. Lots of what I was doing today on singing on numbers, you can find that in the harmony challenge. If you're like, why am I singing on numbers? Please consider subscribing to this channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. Hit the like button if you like this video and it was valuable to you. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye for now.